Okay, so this is a totally unsanctioned informational video for band boosters. Did not get a featured guest invited tonight, and did not get the rest of the approvals done for this because everything is, so many things are going on this week. So hopefully it's easier to ask forgiveness than permission, right? But a couple quick things I thought that the band boosters, especially freshmen and sophomore parents, would like to know about this weekend and state finals. I'm going to run through real quick, and hopefully some of this is of some help to some of you. So it begins Saturday for the send-off, the super secret off-site send-off. Try to keep it a secret from your kids if you can, because it's going to be a special surprise, especially for the freshmen. But all the information has been sent to the parents and boosters, so make sure you come at the Warwick Wellness Trail. There's information that's coming out to you. Make sure you park in the direction of traffic. Decorate your cars and vehicles, and come with signs and noisemakers. You'll get the cue once the buses arrive to turn on your horns and other noisemakers, and it'll be a lot of fun. Make sure you don't miss that. Invite your family, your friends, your grandmas and grandpas, brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles. Everybody can come to that, and it's a great way to send them off to state finals and hopefully accomplish a lot during the day. You've gotten the schedule, of course. They practice at Perry Meridian for parents going up, and can go up early. Don't forget, you can stop and sit in the stands there at Perry Meridian and watch practice. You're welcome to do that, so don't forget to do it. But really what I want to talk to you about is Lucas Oil Stadium and the way it works once you get there, okay? The band boosters and the directors have already sent out instructions and some rules from Lucas Oil Stadium. Notice that you're only going to enter on the west side or the north side of Lucas Oil Stadium, and you've got some rules about how everything works once you get in there. Everything's general admission tickets. I think the way this is done every year at state finals is crazy. If you're trying to get a decent seat, it can be absolutely frustrating and challenging to do because of the way people save seats and really don't respect each other. So it is somewhat of a frustrating day because of trying to get seats. So that's why we wanted to talk a little bit about some of these things. When you get there, note that you want to probably watch all of Class A. Remember, practically everybody coming that day wants to see all of Class A. So if you can, you want to try to get there early. If you show up an hour before Castle performs, I don't know what you will really have to choose from. But if you look at the schedule, I want to tell you about a quick rule. The day begins at 10 a.m. with Class D. Gates open at like 9 a.m. There are very few of us that can go at 9 a.m. and get their best seat possible and stay there all day long. I've never have done that. But it begins with Class D bands, 10 Class D bands, starting at 10 a.m. Then at 1:20 p.m. it's Class B, as in boy. All those bands, those 10 bands perform. Followed at 4:40 with Class C. And finally, beginning at 8 p.m., our own open Class A. I want everybody to know that in between each band's performance, everybody goes in and out and looks for seats. There's a rule that says at the last two bands in each class, the gates are closed. You cannot go in and look for a seat during the last two bands' performances and the awards. If you're in and you have a seat, you cannot exit for a Coke or whatever and go back in during the last two bands. So be aware of that. Look at the schedule. Let me use as an example Class B. It starts at 1:20 p.m. The last two bands are Munster and Greenwood. Munster begins at 3:20, Greenwood 3:35, awards at 3:50. Beginning at 3:20, as soon as Munster, the second to last band to perform, as soon as they begin, the gates are closed. You cannot go in and out. So if you want to show up right for the beginning of the Class A bands at 8 o'clock and you show up like at 7 o'clock or whatever, right before the Class A bands begin, all the gates are closed. And what does that do? There are literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of boosters and parents that get clogged up, lining up, waiting for the doors to reopen because they've been closed for 2 whole bands and the awards. If you get stuck in that, good gosh, you'll just have to have the best patience possible. So the point is, if you look at each class, try to get in to the seating area before the second to last band performs. You want to get in there. If you get in there and you find just a mediocre type seat, remember it's closed for the last 2 bands and awards. And after like Class B, the awards are announced, all the Class B band parents leave, right? And so a bunch of seats open. If you're sitting in there before all of that happens, then you can jockey around and get better seats. If you're out in the lobby, you're just out of luck, because by the time you get in there, everybody's jockeyed around for new seats. So just wanting to explain that to you, that the last 2 bands' gates are locked. You don't get to go in until after the final awards are announced for that class. So don't get caught in that lobby during those last 2 bands and the awards of the prior class, because it can get real frustrating. Don't forget also, it's cashless for concessions. You need a credit or debit card. And also there's a major marathon going on in downtown Indianapolis on Saturday. A lot of the roads are closed to the north and east of Lucas Oil Stadium, so make sure you approach and look for parking on the south and west sides of Lucas Oil Stadium. I hope my explanation was somewhat helpful. Probably was confusing when it came to the gates closing and opening, but I thought that would be something to help you on Saturday. Looking forward to a bunch of Castle parents showing up. Please watch for the cheer to begin. I know you can't hear very well, but with the letters and with the gestures going on, you can probably tell what we're doing. It might be tough to say C-A-S-T-L-E when everybody next to you is not doing it. But if you just do that, the kids, the Castle Marching Knights down on the field, they do hear each one of your voices. And if there's 380 voices doing it, that's so much more impactful to them than if it's 180. So even if you're by yourself, please make sure you yell out those letters for the kids. They do hear you. Even though there might not be a lot of folks around you doing it. So watch us and watch the cues, yell real loud. It's going to be a great day for Castle Marching Knights. Let's cheer them on, beginning at the send-off all the way to the final performance, and bring them on home with a really great, victorious, and tremendous day. We really love our Castle Marching Knights, and we'll see you then.